Mount Ibuki, a quiet giant rising over central Japan, and a place where history and myth blur so deeply that even scholars avoid making clear distinctions. For centuries, people have whispered that something monstrous once lived here, something too large, too violent, too ancient to be defeated by ordinary means. The legend speaks of a blade unlike any other, a 3-meter sword forged for one purpose: to kill a demon. Today, a replica of that massive weapon is displayed inside a local museum. Tourists take pictures with it, wondering if such a thing could ever have been real. But the old stories insist that the original sword, the true blade used in the battle, was never recovered. They say it was hidden somewhere on the mountain after the fight, sealed away by the warriors who feared what might return. According to the legend, the sword will only be used again if another giant Oni rises from the depths of Ibuki, just like the one confronted centuries ago. A weapon too large to lift, a demon too powerful to forget, and a mountain that still holds its secrets far from the reach of the modern world. This is Japan's forgotten demon slayer legend in the giant sword of Mount Ibuki.
Row, row, row your fear gently through the night. If shadows whisper in your ear, pray you hold the light.
Before we dive in, if you've seen something you can't explain or lived through something that still keeps you up at night, tell us. Head over to Ghordan.com. It's free, quick, and maybe your story's next. Long before Japan became the land of temples, neon cities, and crowded trains, the region around Ibuki was known for something far older. It was a land of storms, strange mists, and creatures that didn't belong to the world of men. The earliest surviving accounts speak of a monstrous being that emerged from the slopes of Ibukiyama, described as an Oni of impossible size, its breath poisonous, its body towering over trees, its strength enough to crush entire settlements. No ordinary weapon could wound it. Arrows shattered against its skin, spears broke in half, swords bent as if they were made of soft iron. Villagers said the creature came down the mountain whenever the fog thickened, leaving behind livestock torn apart and trails of blackened soil where its feet had touched. Some believed it was the mountain's own spirit, awakened by something humans had done. Then, according to legend, a warrior arrived, a figure whose name changes depending on who tells the story. In some versions, he is a local guardian. In others, he is Yamato Takeru, the wandering prince known for defeating gods and beasts. Whoever he was, he brought with him a weapon unlike anything seen before or since, a sword nearly 3 meters long. They say it took 3 men just to lift it onto his back. Yet somehow he carried it alone. The battle on the mountainside lasted through an entire night. The earth shook, the trees cracked. Witnesses claimed the sky turned red as the blade struck the creature over and over, each impact echoing across the valley like thunder. When dawn finally came, the Oni lay dead, its massive body dissolving into ash. The warrior, mortally wounded, placed the sword upright on the mountain slope and told those around him that the blade must never be used again unless another monster of equal power returned. After that, the sword vanished from all official records. Some say it rusted and became part of the earth. Others believe it was taken deeper into the mountain, hidden where only the spirits themselves could find it. And that is where the legend begins, not with the battle, but with the disappearance. Legends rarely survive this long without leaving traces, and Mount Ibuki is filled with them. Local historians point to ancient texts like the Kojiki and the Nihon Shoki, where the mountain is mentioned as a place of violent spirits and disasters that struck without warning. While they don't describe the giant sword directly, they do speak of a creature so dangerous that entire settlements vanished after its appearance. Modern researchers studying the area found something else. Scattered around the slopes, there are shrines dedicated to mountain deities, each one telling a slightly different version of the same story. A monster came down from Ibuki, a warrior fought it, and a massive weapon was used to end the threat. But the most compelling piece of evidence isn't hidden in some forgotten scroll. It stands in a museum not far from the mountain, a full-scale replica of the 3-meter sword. Curators say it was forged based on old measurements and oral traditions passed down by local families. And while they present it as a cultural artifact, visitors often describe the same strange feeling when standing in front of it, the sense that something this big was never meant for ordinary hands. Yet, according to the elders, that replica is only a reminder. The original blade, the one used in the battle, was never truly found. Some believe it was buried intentionally. Others claim it was sealed in a cave higher up the mountain, protected by rituals no longer understood. A few even insist that the sword wasn't just metal, but a spiritual object, something that couldn't be destroyed or touched by time. And so the mountain watches in silence. The replica sits safely behind glass, while the real sword, if the stories are true, remains hidden somewhere on Ibuki slopes, waiting. Not for fame or ceremony or discovery, but for the day when something powerful enough returns to require it again. Some legends fade with time. Others linger, as if the world is waiting for them to become necessary again. Mount Ibuki carries a story carved into its silence, a reminder that a 3-meter blade was once raised against something too terrible to describe. And whether the original sword lies buried, sealed, or watching from the dark heart of the mountain, no one can say for sure. But every legend is born for a reason, and sometimes the reason isn't gone, it's only sleeping. Tell us, do you believe the original weapon still exists? Or is it just a myth kept alive by fear and memory? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you carry a story of your own, something strange, ancient, or unexplained, send it to us at Ghordan.com. Thank you for watching.